After we will have remarks by Dr. Abdul Rahman or Professor Abdul Rahman. Who is Professor Abdul Rahman? Professor Abdul Rahman has completed his PhD and PSID, LMFT. He is the Executive Director of the Council of Mubaligun of the America and the Caribbean International, and the Director of Culture, Wellness, and Development of Marriage and Family Therapy, PC, an agency providing therapeutic family and mental health services, servicing the needs of family in Orange County and Bronx, New York. Professor Abdul Rahman, you will come. You have 15 minutes. Sëñ Sarr waxal kii ñu ubbi kii bi.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear distinguished guests, honored scholars on the dais, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum. The topic of this year, as we celebrate the 20th anniversary, is called The Place of Youth in Amadou Bamba's Teaching. A topic of this magnitude not only requires some in-depth contextualizing and historical analysis, but also requires critical thinking linked to a sense of continuum which seeks to see the efforts of this great sage, Sheikh Murtada Mbacke, to embrace intellectual dynamism of the prophetic legacy within the Islamic cosmological realm, in respect of the question linked to education. Here, the notion to construct a sense of authority construction, tashayu, within Islamic domains is pivotal to the understanding of the religious sciences, ulum Islam, legal theory, and substantive law, usul wa faru, and ma'kul wa mashru, given their import to any discussion on education in Islam. Equally as well, and integrally linked to the subject matter are the notions of ethics, ilm akhlaq. Since in the domain of education, ethics is grounded in its ideal for the purposes of transformation of both the individual and the society. If Amadou Bamba's teaching is to be understood in the context of the present topic, the place of youth, some sense of the dynamic of the past 20 years is essential to understand, and given its enabling social historical construct and context, that it provides as the basis for essential analysis of this subject matter. As such, the question becomes, are there examples of a notion to a sense of continuum, expressing Amadou Bamba's thought within the past 20 years of the Murid community's effort to embrace the diaspora? And secondly, and are those noted examples of such an embrace by Muridism? In order to properly understand this question, an examination of what is called trifocality is important, especially as some works argued in 97, 99, 2001, and 2005, respectively. The work entitled Trifocal Islamic People's Cosmology, The Journey of the Sahelian Peoples, 2 decades and beyond, which is something to be published in 2008, provides a cursory glimpse at an attempt at examination of 2 questions raised above. Therefore, in this brief look, the foci will seek to examine the following. 1. The historical context and introduction of an attempt to establish religious protocols Sir Murtala Mbaki and the reciprocity in the tradition of Hijra. Secondly, models of that religious protocol, the Hijra Institute. Third, the role of Tuba and Dar, places of people and light, transformation and liberation. And fourth, and lastly, thoughts and recommendations for the future. In the interest of time, what I will basically do is just summarize. The place of a protocol in the notion of Islam around Musawat or cooperation, especially around governance, is important to understand. Seeing that Sir Murtala sought to establish this individual religious injunction with clear objectives. Firstly, one could make the argument that based upon the Quran, that his actions follow in the realm of what is set forth in the following ayat of the Quran from Surah Al-Imran. As a part of the mercy of Allah, you deal with them gently. If you are severe and hard-hearted, they would have broken away from you. Here, anyone who knows Sheikh Murtala, his actions are consistent with the best protocols around governance. Due to the fact that mere visitation to the United States and its neighboring regions would be devoid of substance without the construction of a specific framework. Secondly, Tuba has had a long history with its own set of annals that are based upon faith and cultural practice of Murid culture. And St. Murtala's actions to formulate this diggle seeks to recognize that the connection with the diaspora community must be governed by sound religious precepts. With respect to the issue of Hijra Institute, the following should be duly noted. That Sheikh Murtala purchased the compound in Buntum Baki, which he never said Baki, he always said the word Buntum Baki, was grounded in the tradition of consultation Shura, especially with his elder brother, Rahmatullah alayhi, Sen Salih, the Caliph General, and Sen Salih Mbaki and his son, the son of the former Caliph, Sen Abdul Qadir. Secondly, this commitment to such a resolve on his part also became obvious based upon the conversation we had with Sen Salih Mbaki, the former Caliph, which was made known to us that he supported his decision to support this project, an action that he himself thought was Islamic, the duty to uphold. Additionally, in his action in support of this position, the Caliph expressed his willingness to have the government support our endeavors by the best possible forms of support to allow for the most appropriate protocols consistent with the best traditions. His regular visits to the house to determine progress of the children were yet another example of Sheikh Murtala's resolve. And in the words of a modern Italian scholar, certain Murtala Mbaki actions can be seen in light of that he and certain Bamba Benila. Since time is limited, I would like for us to consider the following. That the children experience in Tuba provide the context for early pedagogical development grounded in the best example of faith and cultural practice traditions, especially if we are to compare the notions of Paul Faire's works on education for critical consciousness and pedagogy of the oppressed, in light of the connection or the legacy of the underserved people of this hemisphere. Thus, the experience with Dar provided a window that through some considerations could be given to the transformative and liberating models that are present in action of Ahmadu Bamba by performance of 2 rakats and refusing to accept other than the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the noble tradition of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the vision, patience, determination, and commitment to take this example of Sayyid Murtala, who taught like a man of action and lived like a man of thought. Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Abdul Rahman. Based on Professor Abdul Rahman, we can learn 3 points. The first one is the reciprocity in Hijra and Serigne Murtada example to develop authority construction. Second, the Hijra project for the African American children has an example to educate the youth. Third, lesson we can learn from Serigne Murtada Mbake about educating and training the youth. Thank you very much, Professor Abdul Rahman.